sometimes it's hard to play your rival, just 2 weeks after you just played them and only a couple games in between. At the same time, it's a big game for us, and I thought we did a lot of good things. And again, one of the reasons that this rivalry is going to only keep getting better is the respect I have for Coach Dawkins and the program that he runs and how he runs his program, the man that he is. So it really is for two first-class programs that are being built, and this rivalry is going to be great for a long, long time. Last night when we got together as a team and had our video and our walkthrough and so forth, I just knew we were going to win the game. And the reason why is because Robert Herring addressed the team last night. And obviously this was the autism awareness game nationwide among the college coaches. And that thing started with Tom Herring and one of his former assistants, who's now the head coach at Townsend, Pat Scarry. Both have sons that are autistic, and it's the fastest growing disorder in America. Over 70 million worldwide have it. And this weekend brings awareness, brings education, and it's a time when people can get to know what autism's all about and the spectrum and how it affects different people. And obviously it's more prominent among young men, young boys. So Robert talked to the team and described what autism is and things he can do and different things like that. And then he talked about the fact that he feels he's part of our program and that he looks up to those guys as big brothers and as role models. And he just knew that we were going to get the job done. And as soon as he said that, I knew it was over. Because we talk in our program about inspiration and motivation and transforming people's lives. In the 6 years that I've known Robert, obviously he's changed dramatically, but he's transformed my life as a coach and every day our players' lives. And we have Brandon, who's a student here, who is on a different area of the spectrum than Robert, but he's a huge part of our program as well. And our program is more about getting wins, and wins are important. It's about building the right type of men, having them learn stuff and get better as individuals. And if you do that, you're going to win games. And today was a byproduct of a lot of stuff we've been through. So it was just great feeling, great for LaQuincy and Antune to be on the court when that final buzzer sounded. And they felt it last night as well. All our guys did. And winning is going to come. Winning is going to come in a lot of ways. And we got to keep our eyes on what's important, and that's building the right type of program with the right type of guys. And Robert and Brandon have definitely helped us do that.
Coach, the second half, the team struggled to make shots from the floor, but maintained its lead. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that? I know free throws were a big part of that.
Yeah,
those tonight.
We did a good job of getting to the free throw line. We go 11 of 14 from the free throw line in the second half. They're a really good defensive team, as we are. And we were able to get on a pretty good streak in the first half. And most of it was kind of ignited by our defense. We got out on the break. We got some open court shots. We were able to attack them before their defense was set. We've done a great job on the offensive glass, even though we were smaller than we've ever been with Mike out today. But that's about energy. That's about effort. That's about toughness on the glass. And the big change in the second half, we were not able to get some of the looks that we wanted. We missed a couple, a little tentative at times. But we got some penetration and we hit a couple threes. But our defense never faltered. We kept getting stop after stop after stop. We didn't shoot well but they didn't shoot well from the three in the second half. We forced some turnovers, and we controlled enough of the glass to be able to keep that thing at 10-plus points. And then all of a sudden you make a couple baskets, and it's back up to 15. So our guys really showed some mental toughness today as well, because we talk about really playing hard and playing with energy, but you also have to have a concentration and a focus. I think you saw that at the free throw line, and you saw that in some of our defensive coverages.
Can you talk about how proud you are of Justin Brown? He struggled lately. You took him out of the starting lineup. He comes out today, makes shots, and
Right.
has a game-high 8 rebounds.
Yeah, and he's been rebounding great this year for us. He went 1 for 5, I think, in Tulane, but he hit the last 3, and he made a big pull-up in that game in the second half. And here's a kid who started for us for 2 years. Has won us a lot of games, and is going to continue to do that, and is one of the, kind of the hubs of our program as we started, We beat Tulane after, a 5-game losing streak. We take him out of the starting lineup, and we leave the arena, and his dad is there. And his dad has got a big smile on his face, gives me a big hug. I just took his son out of the starting lineup, and all he cared about was the fact that how well we played, and that he knows JB's going to get it going again. He knows that he's a big part, and how refreshing is that in this day and age? You know what I mean? How refreshing is that? But again, what does that do? JB is an unbelievable young man, and good things are going to happen. He just needs to stick to it, and today was a perfect example of that. We don't win that game without his energy. It's a 15-point game with 35 seconds left to go. There's a loose ball. He dives 12 feet to get it. That's who he is. That's what we are. And we can never forget that. And he sets the tone and tempo for that all the time.
Coach, where was Mike today? And can you speak to the physicality that Antun and those guys provide?
Yeah, so first, Mike, got banged up a little bit in the Tulane game, was able to go through stuff the last couple days. We didn't go as live as we normally do in practice because it was the, third game in 7 days. And he just, this morning after the shoot-around and after pregame meal, just felt that he might not be able to go and didn't feel comfortable. And so whenever a guy tells you that, you can't play him.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just can't play him. That's always out of my hands. That's up to the student-athlete and the trainer and the doctor. From what I was told, it's just a bruised knee. But he took a pretty good hit in that game. So hopefully with a week off, he should be good. We needed everybody to get ready to go. I thought Antun played exceptionally well. He gets a foul 10 seconds into the game, and so now he planned for 2 days to have Mike and Antun. Then Mike's out. Now you got to take Antun out. But that's where guys that have to be ready on what they do on a daily basis. So now BJ comes in, and BJ played well. We need BJ to rebound more. All right. Then we got to throw Ray Sean at the 5. And I don't know if you could see it, but during the plays, Ray Sean is screaming back to the bench to try to figure out what he's supposed to do because he's never played the 5 before in his life, And he gives us really high-quality minutes. The versatility that those guys have was a big difference today. The physicality that Antun and Ray Sean played with and BJ to a certain extent was a big difference around the basket. We protected the rim, and we rebounded the ball.
You guys started 0-6 from behind the arc. Are you just kind of standing there at that point going, here we go again, another night where we're not able to shoot the 3? Or
No, because I'm a really positive guy. You know what I mean? All right? That old John Gordon, we're positive not because life is easy, it's because life is hard and you got to be positive. So, if we're getting good shots, there's no trades or players to be named later. So these are our guys. You got to fight and scrap with the guys we got, and as long as they're taking good shots. Now I did think early we took some quick threes. We have to get the ball in the paint first and then kick it out for threes. We just shoot so much better, but everybody does. But it's hard sometimes when your juices are flowing and you get a look that to not to take them. So we just had to settle down a little bit and. Again, I've said it time and time again in front of you guys. I'd rather have to cool guys down than to heat them up. You know what I mean? And for the most part, you don't have to worry about heating our guys up. And they were ready to go. If you know, if they would have made those, it would have been great. But we were a little quick with the trigger early.
Zach Dawson, whether from the field or from the line, whatever he put up today went in. Talk about.
Yeah. So he took a big step on Wednesday night, and a lot of the success we had today, the origins go back to Wednesday night, and they go back to the practice we had the day after Houston. The Houston game, the one we had at the Rockets facility, and the next day at Rice when Jeff Van Gundy was at the practice and talked to our guys a little bit. But we challenged Zach, you know, because he had not played as well on the road this year, and he was really dialed in, and he played really well in the Tulane game, and we just felt really comfortable with him going in the game, giving us a big spark offensively. Now he was really good defensively today as well, you know. I like his ability to create his own shot. I like his ability when he's aggressive to shoot, you know, to shoot the ball. It seemed like, I don't know if it seemed like to you guys, but it seemed like he had that ball in the corner on that one play for like 20 seconds. And I'm just waiting and waiting. And I'm like, no, don't shoot it. Okay, shoot it. No, don't shoot it. Okay, shoot it. He shoots it. Please go in. And it goes in. You know, and he's playing with much more confidence. And I think because he played well the other night, it really acted as a springboard into today. He's got a chance. He's averaging a little over 8 points a game. You know, with 2 years off, he's got a chance to be a super player in this league, no question about it.
Coach, first win for USF over UCF in 5 years. How big of a win is this, like, for building the program?
Yeah, you know, there are certain steps you have to take, and to do it in front of that crowd, you know, unbelievable student crowd, unbelievable overall crowd. I don't know what the numbers were, but you know, I always use the term electric. It was really, really good. There are mile markers, and this is a big one for us. To get the win at home against your rival, to break the streak, and give them credit. You know, they had the streak going. To be able to break it, in front of all those people that were really, really supporting behind us is great for the program. This could be one of those where you look 2 or 3 years down the road and you say, hey, that was a big turning point in building the program that you have today, and we need to continue to take those steps.
Anything else, Coach?